Hello, everyone. My name is Jasmine Gant. I live in Virginia. I originally wanted to create a YouTube to do natural hair tutorials, minus today because it's just not a good day for that. But while I'm here, I wanted to share with you guys something that I recently found out about my personal life. Now, normally I wouldn't put information about my personal life out at all, but I feel like this is something that needs to be talked about. So last year of October, um, I had a headache. It was like a burning sensation in my head. So I went to Southside Regional in Virginia, and they told me, "Oh, it's nothing. You just have anxiety." So okay, couple days go past. I still have this burning sensation. So I'm like, no, something's not right. So I go back to the hospital complaining of the same thing. And they try to tell me that they told me the other day it was anxiety. So I was like, no, can you please check my head because something just doesn't feel right. So okay, they do a CAT scan and the doctor come back and he's like, oh, we saw a little something on the CAT scan, but we couldn't make it out, so we're gonna have to do an MRI with contrast. So I go, okay. So I get the MRI done, and then the doctor comes back and he goes, ma'am, it looks like you have something that's called an AVM. So I'm like, okay, what is that? So he goes, your blood vessels in your frontal lobe of your brain are in a tangle. I still don't know what that means. So I'm like, okay, what are you saying? He goes, somewhere along the lines of an aneurysm. So then I just start crying because, I hear aneurysm and I know what that means. So he really didn't know much about it, so he had to refer me to MCV to see a neurosurgeon. So I go there like 5 days later. So this is like October 15th of last year. So then I meet with a neurosurgeon and he explains it very well. Basically, there's an abnormal tangle of blood vessels on my frontal lobe on the left hand side, right here, above my eye. So he goes, the only two options you have is brain surgery or radiation. So y'all know me, like, I'm like, wait, what? I'm thinking it's a mistake because I'm like, no. So he goes, what kind of symptoms have you been having? Because the only symptoms of this is stroke, seizure, or brain hemorrhage. I haven't had neither one of those things. I just had a headache one day, and I don't even know if it was a headache. It was just a burning, weird sensation. Never felt it again in my life. And like I said, this has been since last year, October. So I just tell him I just had a weird burning sensation in my head. He goes, you're lucky. And I was like, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean I'm lucky? He's like, most people don't know about this until they die or they come in here with a stroke, a seizure, or a hemorrhage. So I'm like, wow. So, he tells me, for me, he recommends brain surgery, being that it's in an area on my brain where it can be operable. It's like it's a grade 1, the AVM that I have. It goes all the way up to grade 5, but grade 5 is an area meaning they can't operate on. So with all this information, they told me I didn't have to do anything right away because I didn't present any of those 3 symptoms that I named to you guys. So basically, I've been playing like not, I don't want to say a waiting game, but a thinking game, because after I found out, I just went on, you know how you go on Google and Google everything. So I'm like, darn, do I want to get this surgery? Do I not want to get this surgery? Like, it's so many pros and cons to it, and everything is just so new. And I'm just in total shock. So I wasn't gonna let it stop there though. Like I did go for a second opinion, which was 2 weeks ago actually, to a hospital in New York City because that's where I'm from. In case you guys didn't know, Probably because I sound country now. But so I went to, it was called New York Presbyterian William and Cornell Hospital, and they are ranked top number 2 hospital for neurosurgery in the world. So I go there, and they just explained so well to me. Like, I felt like that was just home. But anyway, so they told me they recommend that I get brain surgery also. And the reason why is because I'm only 23. And this AVM has a 3% chance every year that it'll rupture. And I'm at least expected to live, about 60 to 70 more years. So if you multiply that by, like 3, whatever, I have about 100% chance that this will do something. Now, there's a chance that it won't, but that's just a chance that I can't take. I've talked to many of my friends about it, and I mean, some people are like, oh my God, no, don't get brain surgery. And the others are like, Jasmine, if you don't get this surgery, like, I'm gonna punch you in the face. But what I'm getting at is, I just want to let people know, like, if you have frequent headaches, or I mean, yeah, if you just have frequent headaches, because that's a main symptom of it, is like having a headache. I just want you to go get checked. Or if you know people that always complain that they have a headache, like, please go let somebody check your head, because it's stuff like this that can go unnoticed. Like, for 23 years, I've had something in my body. Oh, not to mention, this is from birth. Like, it just doesn't come about. You're born with it. Now, AVMs can form in other parts of your body. I'm not sure if you're born with that also. Like, it could be in your arm or your leg or something like that. Like, your blood vessels become tangled. But being as that it's in my brain, they did tell me that that's something I was born with since birth. I'm just lucky to never experience a symptom of it. And I thank God. Like, I hope I don't ever experience, a symptom, because that's something that's so deadly. Like, I feel like I'm walking around with something in my body and not knowing. I mean, at any second, something can happen. I thank God that nothing has happened to me. Like, I'm just amazed, to be honest, because when I say that, I might start crying. When I say that God is really good, like, he really is good. It's crazy. Just knowing that I've had something this long and nothing's ever happened to me. Like, who else can you think? Like, I'm sorry. I just want to thank God, like I said. And I do not mean to cry on this video. That's crazy. I'm an emotional person, but when I made this video, like, I was like, okay, I know I'm gonna sit up here and talk about, like, I want people to get checked. Like, this is not a game. It's not a joke. I feel like when doctors tell you that you have some, I know you're iffy, because it's like, okay, they're human just like I'm human. But at the same time, that's their profession. And I tried to get away from it. I was like, I'm not getting no brain surgery. Like, what they mean? They're not about to go in my head. But then when I thought about it, I'm like, well, damn, I don't have no other option. Like, it's either you get brain surgery, or you take the risk of walking down the street every day knowing that something in your body is there that's not supposed to be there, and you just don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, you never know what's gonna happen. But I'm content now with my opinion. And like I said, the reason why I made this video is for you guys to go and get checked. Even if you don't get headaches, I would say still go and get checked, because I just feel like babies should be checked at birth, like their head. But I know they're not going to do all that, because of radiation and babies. But how does something like this, just go unnoticed? Like, it's so crazy. But like I said, I'm glad I found out when I did find out, and I'm glad I'm able now to do something about it. You know what I mean? I plan on pursuing, if that's the word, with YouTube. basically what I want to do now is I want to have meet and greets with people around the world who have AVMs just like I do, and I want to share their stories with you guys. So give me maybe about a couple weeks before I make another video, because I do have a full-time job. I work 50 hours a week. I'm a busy person, but I want to do this. I feel like it's something good that'll come out of it. Like I've been wondering what I wanted to do with my life. Like, I know I have a good job, but at the same time, I just want to do this. Like, I just want to go around the world talking to people who have this and share their stories, and maybe this can be something that's big. You know, like cancer is big. Like, everybody talks about cancer, but everybody doesn't know about an AVM. Like, and why? Because people don't find out till they die. That's crazy. That's really crazy. But at the same time, like I said, I met people. I actually got to meet a woman when I was in New York who had brain surgery. She's close to my family. I didn't even know. I was there for my sister's husband's party, and it was actually my brother-in-law's sister who had brain surgery. And when I tell you, this woman was full of life. She talked to me for about 20 minutes. And the only thing, I mean, what she said was just so inspirational. She was like, honey, if they tell you something is wrong, you get it out. You get it taken care of. And when I tell y'all, this woman was on the dance floor all night, just so full of life. I believe she was like 40 something, but just the positive vibe that I got from her, I was like, I know I gotta get this done. Like, I just can't let it, you know, take over my life. Like, what it does, I forgot to tell y'all, what it does is, over time, it can grow. It steals blood from other parts of your body, basically. Like, say it could be stealing blood from my heart or something like that. And when I say, like I said, I haven't had a symptom from it yet, but I'm just now starting to get headaches, and I feel like, okay, this is not a joke, you know. Basically, God warned me about something. Like, that burning sensation had nothing to do with this thing on my head. Like, it was just a sign for me to go get my head checked. I'm just glad I checked into it, because a lot of times people feel something and they ignore it. Like, say you got a headache, or, you know, you're just taking a leave, you just brush it off. But it can be something so bigger than that. But I'm sorry, I done talked to y'all for about 10 minutes, whatever. But anyway, I just want y'all to follow my YouTube channel. It's Jasmine Gant. This is my first video anyway. But I want y'all to follow me throughout life. Like, I'm going to vlog all the way up until my surgery, and even after that. Because I want y'all to be on this movement with me. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but when you see me making moves, like, I'm going to be making moves. I got a team behind me. Like, my friends, they're all there for me, and I'm glad. They said when things start happening in your life, or when changes start happening in your life, you really find out who's there for you and who's not there for you. And I just want to say, like, my friends have never left my side. Like, they've always been supportive of me, and it's crazy. Like, the love I get is just crazy. And I mean, I'm just here for positive vibes, honey. Like, that's it. I'm just about getting money, going to work, coming home, having fun. But when you see me, y'all can speak. I'm gonna speak. I'm not a mean, nasty person at all. But like I said, I just wanted to share with you guys what I found out about my life, and I want you guys to know about it. Like, I'm not afraid. I'm not ashamed. I know people are like, oh my God, she's putting her personal business out there. I don't care, because, honey, it was something that was just so shocking to me. Like, what is an AVM? Has anybody ever heard of it? No, nobody's ever heard of it. And the abbreviation stands for arteriovenous malformation, abnormal tangle of blood vessels. You can look it up. You can see how serious it is. And yeah, I mean, just support me, because I don't want to be in something alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you should have people behind you. Like I said, I already got a team. I'm not, you know, But at the same time, I'm going to be raising raising awareness around the world. Like, I want people to know about this. I want all the families who lost people to this to know that this is about to become a big thing. Because a lot of people don't know. Like I said, cancer, that's blown up. Everybody know about cancer. Like, I mean, it's a lot of stuff everybody know about, but nobody knows about this condition. And because it's so rare, like, and I don't want y'all to wait until you got to go to the hospital, you know, with something bad happens just to know, like, oh my God, I could have a AVM. Like, tell them doctors that order you a test for an MRI. Like, yes, you can request it regardless of what they talking about. Like, every time I go to the doctor, I'm like, I need to get this done, I need to get that done. Like, that's how you got to be, because they're not going to suggest anything for you. They don't really, I'm not going to say they don't really care, because I don't know. I just feel like my doctor, like, he's okay, but I'm not going to talk about him. He's good. But anyway, you just have to suggest things. Yeah, and listen to the signs. Like, the signs that God sends you, you got to pay attention to. I don't really like getting spiritual on people, because I'm not really where I need to be spiritually. But when I say that I didn't find out about this until I gave my life to God, which is kind of crazy, isn't it? I actually got baptized, I think it was like September. I got baptized in September of last year. In October, I found out about this AVM. Now, the way I think like, okay, if I wouldn't have gave my life to God, like, maybe I was living wrong. I mean, I don't know, you know, everybody sins, but I'm just saying, maybe I was living wrong. And the moment I chose to give my life to God, I get a sign of something that I've had for 23 years. And I feel like I'm able to take care of it before something happens. If that's not motivation, like, I just feel like if you're not where you're at, where you need to be in your life, like, if you need guidance in your life, you just need to talk to God. There's nobody out here you can talk to. You can have friends all day. They're not going to make the moves for you, sweetie. You got to give your life to God. That's all I got to say. But like I said, I'm not going to get spiritual on y'all. Anyway, just follow me. Just subscribe to my channel. Go on YouTube, Jasmine Gant. Because I feel like I done talked y'all to death. And even though I like talking, but I done talked y'all to death. And that's crazy. But go get checked out. And I love everyone. Okay? Goodbye.